Hello everybody. I'm sitting out here on the catio with the kitties. They're eating right now. As you can see, Simba and who is that? I'm not sure. I think that one is Salem. And then there's Shasta. And Shasta, look at me. Look at me. What are you doing? Okay. Why are you letting the kitties steal your food? Look over here. We got all kinds of food over here, and look who's eating it. Let's go. 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 Not sure if that's cold. Okay, I gotta go by the collar. Let me see. Let me see the collar. Yeah, that one is cold. Shasta thinks the cats have to go first. And that means that she even lets them eat her food first. Little stinker. And then she wonders why she's hungry. But I do make sure it's a food that the cats can eat too. So, you know. And there's Simba. Aren't you going to eat? Huh? Are you hungry? Where are you going? No, you're not going outside because Caesar's outside. And I know how you are with Caesar. You can go out after Caesar comes back in, okay? Yeah, it's getting daylight out there, so he's wanting to get out for a little while. And there's Lily. I just love Lily. She's so pretty. And she's so sweet. And there's Cole again. And I know this goes against all the rules of feeding your cats. But this is a handy way to feed them. And they don't fight over it. They don't seem to mind it. So that's the way I do it. And there he is again. He's always by my side. The only problem I have is that little stinker right there. No, it's this one. Okay, that one was Cole. We got Lily, Shasta, Cole, and Salem. Salem's a biter and is just constantly wanting to play with my hands when I'm doing things. So, trying to break her of that. It's hard to do though. Apparently whoever had her first thought it was fun to play with hands instead of toys. So, I think I'm going to have to get a few more toys, maybe. I don't know. They've got all these in here. And then they've got that over there. And then they got a whole other set of toys and those little pull-out tubes that you can hook up to little tents and things. They've got that inside the house. So, there's a little view. Son lives over there. That used to be our house. When we moved into this house, our son moved into that one. And this is what they look at. And of course, a lot of you already know that. But it's so peaceful and quiet out here, except for somebody, I think, has a hairball. And I need to clean that window. I think a bird might have done that. So we're having freezing temperatures right now. They're saying that we're going to be in the teens on Sunday morning. And they're predicting rain. So we might wind up having an ice storm. So I'm going to go ahead and go into town a little while, go get my medicine and get whatever I need, because I don't worry about me driving on it, because unfortunately I grew up in Iowa for a few years. That's where I took my driver's ed, and I took it during their 100-year snowstorm. So they had their storm of the century the year I was taking driver's ed. But I do not trust other people that are on the road. So yeah, you can see the windows are starting to fog up. It's pretty cold out there. It hasn't hit freezing yet, but it's getting there. And we got a wind too. So, So got a neighbor across the river. I don't know if you can see their house. They've always got it lit pretty well. And when my mother-in-law was alive, she used to stand there on the bank, and they used to holler across the river at each other, and that was so embarrassing. I couldn't believe she did that, but I don't even know their names because back then I had a restaurant, and I really wasn't home that much because we were more focused on doing the restaurant. And so, look at Simba. And Simba really took to these kitties pretty quick because he always did like kitties. It's cats that he tends to fight with. One in particular is Caesar. And then Caesar has been messing with Mama Kitty, and she can't do that because Mama Kitty's about 17 years old, and she can't handle that rough play like that. I'll tell you what, when she was, let me see if I can get you a focus on here. When Mama Kitty was a kitten, she was feral for at least 2 years. She was down at work. She lived in the warehouses, so, you know, worked in a feed store. And so if you work in a feed store, you're going to have rodents, you're going to have raccoons, possums, everything you can think of. And pregnant cats. Always having pregnant cats down there. So, most of them get adopted out, and a lot of people get them to be barn cats. Most of them will get them so they can have them in the house as a pet. And of course, they get them spayed and neutered. But if any of the other ones, if there's any that are sick and in really bad shape, I was the one that brought those home because I'm the one that knows how to take care of the neonatal cats. I've never had to do a tube feeding like Kitten Lady does, but the bottle feeding every 2 hours, day and night, and healing any infections they may have. There we go again. Potty time. Yeah, that's pretty funny. And there's another rule breaker. Jackson says, don't put your litter pans together, but seems to work for them. Doesn't work for everybody, though, so I have other litter pans in the house. I wish they'd quit moving. Shasta wants to go back in the house. And there we go. See, Lily loves that little fountain. She thinks that thing's great. So whenever I go down to work, which I don't work there anymore because I'm disabled, but when I go down there, if I go in the building, first thing they say to me is, you want a cat? So, yeah, no, I can't take any more. I mean, I have 10 now. They're not all in the house. Some of them are out doing their morning run. So, much as I love kitties, there's just so many I can afford to keep. So I always want to call this one Satin because I used to have a black and white that looked a lot like her. But she's Lily. And she's wearing that little Charlie Chaplin mustache. It's so cute. A lot of people say Hitler. I don't go for that. No Hitler stuff. And then the two little black cats, my son and his friend, well, roommate, they had these kittens somebody was trying to get rid of, and they discovered pretty quick that it was going to be expensive for them to keep these cats. So, of course, let's give them to Mom. And so I'm glad they did, though, because they did have some health problems. They were having some respiratory issues. One of them still got the sneezies, so I'm going to start them on some Viralis. And I really enjoy having them around. Being disabled is really depressing sometimes, so they give me joy and they keep my mind off of things. Another thing is I love to get on Instagram and on my @kitten plant lady on Instagram and exchange pictures and comments with all the people. Shasta, would you give her some peace? Thank you. Anyway, so I'm on Instagram, and I love sharing my pictures of my animals. And then, of course, I got the YouTube thing. And, you know, I just started doing YouTube, so I really haven't gotten very many subscribers. I think that'll come later. Maybe as soon as I can afford it, I'm going to try to get a camera instead of just using my phone. And then maybe it'll be better quality. And as spring rolls around, which comes around pretty quick for Texas, I'll be outside more, and you'll be able to see more things going on, like the cats that don't want to be in the house. Lily's trying to climb my leg here. She is so cute. But you can see how green the grass is. Things grow in Texas even in the wintertime. And so as soon as the end of March, everything's going to start turning green pretty fast. And that stuff grows. And it's just mow. And then once it gets hot, then you get your break. But we got a lot of work to do out there from what I'm looking at. One thing is, all my flowers are over at that house. So I'm wanting to get over there and dig up some of my bulbs and flowers. I'll share, I'll let him have some of them. But now I have the task of moving some of my stuff over here, which is going to be a task and a half, actually, because I've had a lot of flowers over there, a lot of bulbs. Grow mainly native plants because, hey, once you get them established, you don't have to worry about them. Shoot them a little water every once in a while and they're fine. If you don't, they're fine too, because they will come back. I can't wait for you to see the bluebonnets. I showed in a previous video on the bluebonnets and showed the little plants that have already been growing. And around April, May usually is when they start blooming. Sometimes March. It just depends on what the temperatures are. So I'm going to go ahead and go. Please like and please subscribe and please share. It would really help me out if you did, because I really want to get this going. I really enjoy doing this, and I've got a lot of good stories to tell you. And just see you the next time. I'm going to try to do a little video this afternoon. If not, I'm going to do it over the weekend. I'll see you later on, and thank you for watching. Bye-bye.